button to go live.
What the YouTube button?
Physical, yeah. The actual button, the go live button.
You have a big
Like an easy
button on your keyboard that says "Go Live."
Button.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
I
this
don't
like
see it. We're not live yet.
We are.
I am.
I'm looking at it right now.
I am as
Not.
well.
Looking
I'm
at
looking
it.
at it right now. I'm looking at it
Staring
right there.
myself in the face.
There it is. Look at that.
It's frightening.
Is it like your keyboard is like the PS5 media remote with its dedicated Disney Plus buttons? Yeah.
Streaming
Oh, do
service
they
that's
really?
only been around a year has
got
a dedicated button.
That's like my TCL remote has 4 dedicated service buttons.
Yeah, mine
on it.
does that too.
But the thing is, I'm in Canada,
Yeah.
and I think only one of them works.
Yeah. I never have used any of those buttons.
I use the Netflix button
Do you really?
Yep.
Oh,
because I mean it's convenient. Why not?
sure. So you actually
PlayStation.
use Netflix on your television app?
Yep.
Instead of like the Apple TV or something?
I don't have an Apple TV, man. I lied. I have an Apple
You
TV.
don't have a Roku?
Well, Roku's built into the TV.
Well, that's true.
It's a Roku TV.
Good.
That's why I use it.
Good
Listen,
point.
smart ass.
Good point. Good point. What?
Don't you have Apple TV, Greg? What are you, one of the poors?
No, I knew that you had one. Why would you use the
You know how
built-in?
old? Okay, you know how old? Well, we should maybe. We know how old my Apple TV is. I
How
have,
old is it?
Two what's it called? 2-factor authentication.
Authentication.
Authentication. Authentication.
They have to mail you a letter for it.
Trying to. And my Apple TV
Certification
is
of
so
my
old.
authentication. Yeah.
It's so old it doesn't work.
How old is it?
So
What?
like when
Yeah.
I try to do anything on my Apple TV that requires a password,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have to put in the password with the authentication
Right.
number that I get sent to my phone amended to the end of the password.
Oh, okay.
And
Ah.
because you have to do the whole thing using the on-screen keyboard, and that code only lasts X number of seconds,
Oh, jeez.
you really need to be ahead of yourself to get it to work. Like you got to have
Everything
everything
use
else.
the on-screen keyboard.
I'm recording.
What do you have? The Apple TV that you have? Is it one of the little like the little ones, the black?
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah.
It's
Mine
old.
is too. Mine is one of those
So-
small ones too.
Yeah,
But I think
Anyway.
like this, I have the second gen.
I think mine's second.
Which
gen
one
as
is
well.
mine? I have an Apple TV, but it's
And I only plugged it in recently, but like I'm not going to keep using it because the PS4 and Xbox One are heading down to the game room in a couple
Okay.
months, so
uh,
I won't be needing it.
There you go.
Still not seeing our live stream.
It's
I
there.
am.
It's
I-
live.
I believe
Six-
you. I'm
I
just
think
saying
people
I'm
are
not seeing
watching.
it.
Nobody has said anything in the chat, so
tell you
maybe
who's
that's
not
why you're
watching
getting
it.
nervous.
There
I'll tell
we
you who's
go.
not watching it. Me.
Ms. 1K3's brother-in-law's Apple TV is so old
How
that
old is
Disney
it?
Disney Plus won't even install on it.
No, mine neither.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, huh. Okay.
Y'all got to update.
Prime Video, Disney Plus, none of that stuff. It's got Crave and it's got Netflix.
I see. Hmm. All right.
I could watch our live stream anyway.
Ugh, flarps.
Hello and welcome to episode 724 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Stewart.
Yellow.
How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty well. We're heading into the end of the baseball season for my boy.
Ooh,
So I
nice.
spent a lot of time at the field. You can tell by the lovely
Oh, man.
stripe on the side of the
You
head.
are
Oh,
The sun was
sunburned.
over there for most of the day.
You are
Do they
sunburned
have-
on one
Yeah, on
side of
one
your
side.
face.
they have
There
some
you go.
stuff you can put on your body to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. Are you aware of sunscreen? Do they have that in
I'm
Canada?
aware of it.
Okay.
I was just thinking like a big Halloween mask.
Yeah.
Uh,
So anyway, yeah.
See.
That's what I've been spending most of my time on lately. And next weekend is playoffs, and then hockey season starts.
What?
And all the parents around here getting angry because they're not going to be able to go sit and watch their kids play. So there's
Oh.
petitions happening.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
What? I'm not going to ask you this about hockey because I do not know any positions in hockey other than goalie. But what position does your son play on the baseball team?
At his age, they rotate.
Oh, do they?
positions. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
he plays
Okay.
everything. He loves pitching though. He's
Okay.
turned into a pretty good little pitcher.
Okay. So he's
Well.
not one of those belly itchers I've heard so much about.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Or a
CJ
belly
knows.
scratcher,
We want a pitcher,
not a
not a
belly,
belly
itcher.
itcher. Yeah,
Oh.
We want a catcher, not a belly scratcher.
exactly.
There you go.
It's
Gotcha.
it's a time honored taunt of the diamond
Sports.
of the squared circle as they
Don't
call
understand
it.
Americans.
Sport Talk on
Sports.
Player One Podcast.
Yeah.
And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
Washington.
I mean, I've been better.
As
What,
Samuel would say.
Toys have you procured this week?
Yeah. I mean,
Besides that awful RC that you showed pictures of, that
yeah, it's not a great
was
toy.
bad.
It's not a great transformer. I actually did just get 2 new Skywarps for my Skywarp collection. So
Why do you
Nice.
need 2 Skywarps?
Because Skywarp
more
is
than
one
one
of the
Skywarp.
best Transformers ever in
It's
the history of
Sky-
Transformers.
that
Okay.
Greg's got it. But I mean, I'm collecting all the different variations. I'm not buying like the same Skywarp figure.
Right.
He's not
It's
a
different.
he's not a Sharkticon, you know. he's not one of Scourge's sweeps. I mean, why would I buy multiples? But I'm getting all the different variations
All
of
the variants.
Skywarp that have.
Okay.
I recently I just got. I'll be posting pictures to my Twitter. I know nobody gives a rat's ass.
Skywarp is the purple and black one, right?
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
he is.
Because
Yeah.
he's got the coolest color scheme.
He does have the coolest
Yeah.
color scheme. But I got a tiny little figure. It was just like a little like kind of like capsule toy transformer that came out a few years ago of Skywarp, and I got his the Skywarp figure from the Transformers animated show that was on several years ago,
Uh-huh.
and I actually got the import. I got the Japanese one because it has a better paint scheme than the U.S. release. So there you go.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Quite
I'm,
so.
you'll notice I'm drinking water. Yeah, I've been drinking water more frequently.
What happened? Did your doctor finally tell you that the Coke Zero was killing you, or
No, I just well, I mean, we I've been drinking water more frequently on the show
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah.
And I'm specifically drinking it today because I don't know if you saw my little tweet I put out the other day. I got something else this week too, in addition to 2 new Skywarps.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, it's a couple kidney stones.
Oh.
so the Coke Zero is killing you?
Not killing.
Not directly.
I'm not gonna die from them. It's not that big.
You hope.
But you're going to be drinking water and
No,
trying to
it's-
pass.
Greg, it's approximately 5 to 6 millimeters.
That
if
you know
you-
what? Considering where it needs to come out, that's pretty effing big.
I'll tell you what. Well,
Good luck.
let me
Please
Let me see
record
here.
the audio.
this is for nausea.
Oh no.
Oh,
wait,
this is my pain pill.
I was gonna say, where's the pills for the searing pain?
That's this one. I actually took one of those around 2 o'clock. I'm
We're
good
getting
at
old.
I'm good at 8 for another one
Oh.
of these. This pill right here, I got to take one of these every day. Here you go.
Is that the
YouTube.
nanobots that send lasers to
Oh, there you go.
destroy?
Is that so
Oh,
you
man.
can talk to the
Imagine.
general back? up
Imagine. Now this one apparently loosens up the muscles around the old urethra to allow it
Sounds
to
sexy.
to extend a little more in case I want to get something
CJ.
a little broader than some sort of liquid out of there. So
All right.
Thursday night.
Oh, is that when the
Gather
event is
round,
planned?
kids. It's story time.
We're gonna be on
It's
Twitch that night,
An old man's telling a story.
Oh God.
screaming a story.
Thursday night, round about 9 o'clock.
Can I ask? Can I, in all seriousness,
You may, yes.
What precipitated? Like, how did you know that you had to get? It's not. This isn't something your doctor obviously discovers. You were in some pain, I assume.
Well, I don't know if you. I don't know if you missed the part where I said I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay. We're going to hear all about it.
Like,
we're not going to get him to cut this short. Like
Thursday night, rounds about 9 o'clock.
Well, I thought you were saying that this Thursday night was the night you were going to pass the stuff.
Like, live on Twitch.
Scheduled. Yeah,
Dr. Disrespect's got nothing on this bathroom stream.
That's how it works. That's how it works. You can schedule those things.
That's why I was surprised.
Right. Yeah,
right.
I don't know anything about this. I'm sure I will in a few years, but I don't.
I would have been doing it now, but I have to do a podcast.
Well, yeah,
at the moment.
Priorities.
No, last Thursday, rounds about 9. I'm sitting at my computer, and I realize I have to go pee. So I get up, I urinate, I walk out of the bathroom, and I have a strange sensation, like I still need to go pee. That's odd, I say to myself, because I totally just went pee. So I go back in, and I try and go pee. Nothing really coming out, but it still feels, you get that pressure down there. So I'm like, okay, well, this is weird, but whatever. It's a misfire. I'm getting older. So I sit back down at my computer, and I start getting a pain lower back on the side.
You think, well, I'm pretty fat.
Well, no, actually, what I'm thinking is I'm sitting funny in the chair. I'm like, oh, am I sitting weird?
Because we're at the age that if you sit funny in the chair, your back hurts.
Yeah. I'm like, am I slouching? I was like, well, I'll sit. So I sat up a little more prim and proper, and it kind of kept hurting a little bit. And I was like, boy, this is weird. This is starting to feel like it's not me sitting funny, especially since I'm very much not sitting funny. And it started to build, and it gets to the point where I called Dana in, and she comes in. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, side's hurting. I'm going to guess kidney stone, if anything. And so she starts looking stuff up. At that point, I start really hurting and kind of stagger over and collapse face down on our bed. Finn, of course, who had just gone into bed, he's up now, concerned what's happening. And then it feels like someone stabbed me. And just is sitting there just grinding the knife around, just leaving it in the same wound, just spinning the knife around. And I'm just not screaming, just moaning in agony. And I eventually sit up, and to the point where I could no longer speak or move. I was just sitting there, just in pain, and Dana's trying to figure out if they need to haul me out to the car and take me to the emergency room. But
if you've got enough money for that, let's say it.
No,
nothing.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, this is America. Note, I didn't say call an ambulance.
To be fair, if you were in Canada, the ambulance would cost you money as well.
Oh, would it really?
Yeah.
No, my work insurance. I have good insurance through work. So
you work for a wonderful company.
I absolutely do. So I wasn't concerned about the cost of the emergency room, but I opted not to, just because I thought it would be okay. And after about 20 minutes or so of searing agony, it dissipated. Whatever was moving around, the rock that was in there
nerve
moving
endings
around.
were down there once, were dead.
Yeah, it ground those to a fine paste. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah. So then the next day, I went into the doctor, and they gave me they did a urine test. I got to pee in a cup.
Fun.
There was blood in it. There was blood in it. I couldn't see it. So it was a fun surprise. And so they gave me an X-ray, and they told me, they were like, oh yeah, you got one right here. It's about 5 or 6 millimeters, and apparently there's another one a little little higher up. So please look forward to that working its way down sometime in the future. So they gave me the pills, told me drink more water to eventually work it through the system
and there you go.
Pee it out. So if I get up and
Leave
if I
your
disappear,
microphone on.
it's because I am going pee because I've been drinking so much water. And yes, if you hear me scream in pain,
be
make
like
a shot.
It'd be like the scene out of Naked Gun where Leslie Nielsen takes the microphone into the bathroom. That one. It'd be like that.
I was thinking more of the scene from Seinfeld, but
yeah.
where Kramer passes a
right.
kidney stone.
Kramer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
During the
Kramer does
circus.
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Naked Gun is my favorite O.J. Simpson movie.
Mine
It's on
too.
Netflix now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All three of them, or
I don't know. I
just
don't
the
really
first one?
care. I haven't bothered to look. I just saw the first one pop up.
Naked
Okay.
Gun is a good movie. I enjoyed that movie.
They're okay.
just watch
Yeah.
the TV show?
Yeah, Police Squad is
Watch
good too.
Police Squad. Just watch-
Yeah.
They ended up recycling a bunch of those jokes.
They did.
for
That's
Naked
true.
Gun anyway. So yeah, so that's been
true.
that's been my weekend. You know what kills me?
Ah,
Not
Coke
the
Zero.
kidneys, not the kidney zone. No, it's not
Kidney
it's
Zone.
The
Did
kidney
you say
zone.
Kidney Zone?
Kidney stone.
Sounds
I
like the
may
worst theme pack ever.
The Kidney Zone.
Remember that Sonic the Hedgehog level?
The Green Hill Kidney Zone.
I took off. I took Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow and the following day, I took off work. To just have kind of like a nice long weekend, a nice kind of mental health weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I've been working a lot lately, so I was.
It
looking
turns
forward
out you're
just
going to
kind
be
of-
spending a lot of time in a different office. The
What
bathroom.
office? That's not really an office.
Maybe
Okay.
not for you.
You've never heard the bathroom referred to as the office as slang.
No,
Slang?
no.
No. Okay.
I heard that the last couple seasons of The Office were
Like
We're
a
really-
bathroom.
yeah.
We're
You know, I just finished watching through that entire series again because I just
Yeah.
got on a roll with it, and
Yeah.
boy, did it ever fall apart in that final.
Oh,
I gotta
Soon
stop
as-
after like season 6 or so.
As soon as Steve Carell leaves,
You know,
just
what the saddest part is though about that is that those two seasons, especially the final season when they're starting to wrap everything up, some very sweet moments between the
Yeah.
characters you actually care about.
Oh, I'm sure.
right.
Right. But God, they just introduced so many throwaway characters, and
Oh yeah.
by the end, you don't even remember the names of some of them. And
Remember there was an episode where they were trying to set up that there was some random new person in the office who was trying to seduce Jim.
yeah,
Remember that? Yeah, they just set up
Yeah.
some random
and then
here's
she
some random
disappeared.
lady. And then she was like around for an episode. He was like, I'm totally
She
gonna
was
steal
the-
you away.
I'm here to tell you, she was the temp while Pam was on maternity leave for the second time.
Oh, okay.
And then when Pam came back, she sat at Andy's desk, and you never noticed her. She was in the background.
Right.
And then they went down to Florida, and it's like out of the blue, like
Right.
from building up from nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to seduce Jim now. It's like, what?
yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Remember
TV
me? I
show.
bet
You
she
got to
was
do
gone.
something.
The
But yeah, that,
And then
that
there-
show
there's
went on
that-
too long.
there's that whole terrible plot about was it the boom mic operator trying to like
Yes. That
Steal
was a big
Pam?
part of the
I
final.
did hear about that one.
yeah.
Oh, you didn't watch the final
I didn't
season?
watch it. No, I didn't watch like the
They-
last
you,
two seasons.
you actually
I don't
start to
think.
see the documentary crew, and the
Yeah.
boom mic
Ah.
guy becomes part of the story.
Doesn't he like
Yeah.
rescue her from her ex fiance
Yeah,
or
and there's one
something?
time where she's fighting with Jim because he's in Philadelphia, and he comforts her,
Oh yeah.
and it's just like, wow, we've jumped the shark here.
Amusing piece of trivia. The guy who
Is that
plays
actually
the
her
boom,
husband?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
But the guy who plays the boom mic operator
Uh-huh.
is the current voice of Mickey Mouse.
Oh, huh.
Like if you
Really?
watch it, you know, like those recent Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
shorts that Paul Ruddish did, those really funny ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the voice of Mickey Mouse in those.
Cool.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
funny
it's
thing
pretty-
about that is you could be totally pulling her leg on that.
No, I
Would
that
not
is that
know.
is absolutely true. You can look that up.
Okay.
He also
See,
played,
by the way, do you
Huh?
see the trailer for the new Animaniacs?
I
I
did.
did not.
on coming
They
to Hulu.
Didn't really show anything.
They didn't show anything. They
new.
showed a lot of like pencil,
Yeah, it's like,
storyboard.
Here's some footage from the 90s, and
Yeah,
here are
which
the
you
voice
remember.
actors standing around, and here
making
are some
jokes about Napster.
here are some character sketches.
Yeah, yeah.
So hopefully it'll be good.
I hope it's good.
I
hope it's good. I
liked-
loved Animaniacs back in the
Oh, it was
day.
a great show.
I really liked parts of Animaniacs back in the day.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Animaniacs that people
Wait, are there parts that haven't aged well?
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Oh no.
Well, it's
Oh,
not it's
no.
not that they haven't aged well, it's that people forget that like 60% of Animaniacs was garbage because it was an anthology show. So it was like,
yeah.
you know, all the bits with the Warners was good.
Sure.
All the
They were
Pinky and the
great.
Brain stuff was good.
Yeah.
But then you have like the Hip Hippos. Remember the Hip
I don't even remember
Hippos?
that.
Of course
I
you
don't even
don't.
remember that.
Of course you don't. You blank those out of your mind.
Blanked it out.
The snooty
Oh.
hippos who were like, "Ooh, it's funny because we're big fat hippos, but we're rich and snooty." Or do you remember what was it? Mindy and
Yes.
then the like
Mindy.
the dog, like Mindy was like a baby and there was the dog who
do
had to
remember
rescue
that.
her.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a what was that?
But
Rita and Runt.
in the reboot, they've only shown the Warners and Pinky.
Of
and the
course,
Brain.
of course, because those are the only parts that people like.
Oh, that's
Rita
right.
and Runt. Do you remember those parts? That where Rita was a cat who was voiced by
I'm sure I'd remember
Bernadette
it if I saw it.
Peters, and Runt was a big hairy dog, and they just it was like the musical segment, and it was terrible.
Okay.
As much as I love Bernadette Peters, that chunk of the show
Well,
was terrible.
sure.
So
All right. So
hopefully
this will be
it'll
good.
just be Warner's and Pinky in the Brain.
Well,
Jeez
yeah.
Louise.
Yeah, I guess if they only have to do like 10 episodes, it'll be better than doing 50 episodes for syndication or whatever.
Is that all they're doing? Are they
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Going to be a
Just-
short thing.
They
I-
won't have to do the syndication numbers, which
They won't have to. Yeah, they
Right.
won't have to do the
Yeah,
after
that's true.
school numbers.
Right.
You know
The-
what? We've spent 23 minutes not talking about video games.
Good.
Should we get into it?
I
think we
guess
should.
so, if we
All
wanna
right.
get-
So this week we found out about PS5's price. We found out
Mm-hmm.
some launch lineup information and pre-orders went live eventually, and that was the whole.
that was a
thing.
debacle.
That was a debacle of seismic proportions.
The only reason I got my pre-order was because I didn't watch the showcase
Right.
because it was on while I was at work and I had a big meeting like right then,
Oh,
a big important business meeting, Phil.
Ooh.
And
man, did you
yeah,
did you close the big deal?
we did business. Yep.
Oh, good job. The account's been settled.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Anyway, and then it's like standard. Got to get the kids fed. Then I think my son had baseball practice and just didn't have a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
And I happened to check our private Slack channel,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and one of you was saying that they had managed to, or that they were trying to get that Walmart had put up pre-orders down there.
Yeah.
Right.
And they'd gone out really fast. And almost at the exact same time on Twitter, I saw PlayStation Canada tweet that basically they tweeted pre-orders could go up at any second. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
That was kind of it.
Fantastic.
And then so I went to Best Buy. No, actually, after I heard you doing the Walmart thing, I went to Best Buy Canada and I went to their page and they had like watch this space page, and then PlayStation Canada tweeted that, and literally like 30 seconds after that tweet, they went live on BestBuy.ca. So
Right.
I was like, oh, this actually it really worked out well for me because honestly, since it wasn't a scheduled time, the site didn't go down. I was
Right.
able to just click on it and
People
Yeah.
didn't have their bots ready to go.
right. So I mean, it kind of actually worked out if you
Yeah.
happen to be paying attention at the exact moment that it happened.
Yeah, that was
Right.
the key. That
Yeah.
was the key to the whole thing. So
Yep.
you pre-ordered your disc version,
Yes.
and then American pre-orders started going live.
Right.
And Phil,
Yes.
which sites did you try? Because Walmart was first. I didn't even. I had missed Walmart.
I did not get Walmart. I did get an order through Target.
Yeah.
I did get my pre-order in at Target, and then I got another pre-order in at Amazon.
Yeah. So I skipped out on Walmart.
Mhm.
I tried to get Target, but who knew the digital edition, the one that's $100 cheaper, they're not
Yeah.
making very many of those available. Shock and surprise. So I would put it in my cart at Target, go to checkout. I got all the way up to the point where it just needed my credit card security code. And I pressed
And we all know
place
what that is,
order.
so
So wait, what's that code?
1, 2, 3.
I pressed place order, and it took me to an error page where it's like, sorry, that item's no longer available. We've done you the courtesy of taking it out of your cart.
Oh, that was nice.
So that you can.
That was
Oh.
nice of them.
Woo!
The thing you wanted, we've
you
taken
think
it out
you
of your
don't
cart, so
have
you
to
can
deal
start
with.
all over again.
You'd hate to have that sitting in your cart.
I know.
I know. So I did
You're
it
a busy
again.
man.
They kept taking it out of my cart, but I never got to the point again where I was like ready to press the place order button. Yeah, never got to that point again.
Okay.
And then of course Best Buy went up,
Yeah.
and I was able to get the digital edition in my cart, no problem.
Mhm.
Go to the cart page, the checkout button wouldn't work.
Oh,
Sounds like
It would
buying
just
something on Lego.com.
Spin and spin and spin and spin. So I had it in the cart. They didn't remove it from the cart.
yeah.
It was in there. But for an hour and a half, 2 hours, pressing the checkout button would not let me check out.
Jesus.
Jeez.
And at that point, single games were going up on Amazon. So
Yeah.
like Miles Morales was going up there, Destruction All Stars was going up there.
Right.
And I thought, okay, like since they're putting games, like single games up on Amazon, it's got to be a system's going up pretty soon, right?
Right.
Then I saw the Wario 64 tweet with the sort of backdoor link to
Oh, yeah.
putting it into your cart, and I like immediately checked it. Like I immediately hit the checkout button. Like I didn't even look to see that everything was correct. I just pressed it.
Yeah.
So Greg, they're shipping a PS5 from the US to Canada. No, I'm just kidding. No, all the address stuff was right, luckily. But of course, then after I thought, okay, I finally got my pre-order in, everything's safe.
Yeah.
The day after, Amazon sends an email to everybody. I think everybody who pre-ordered a PS5 from Amazon got the same
I got
email
that as well. Yeah.
that, hey, we know that you pre-ordered this thing, but you might not actually get one on launch day.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
My Target one has kind of a
again.
my order from Target has a kind of delivery range on it.
Oh, it
as
does?
well. It's not like a guaranteed launch
I think
day
my Best
thing.
Buy order does too,
Really?
Yeah,
because it wasn't a pick up in store thing. It's like, no, we're gonna mail this to you.
right.
So-
Right.
And luckily, the day before it's supposed to get here is a statutory holiday across the country, so I'm sure that won't interfere with anything.
Of
No,
course
I can't
not.
see why
Of
it
course
would.
So Sony had, they had their whole, sign up if you're interested in PS5, and we're going to let a select number of people pre-order.
Yeah.
So I signed up on that list. I did not get an invitation.
I
me
I
neither.
didn't either.
Pre-order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise, I guess.
That's weird. I mean, because I've been like, CJ, you've probably been a PS Plus member since it
Since they
started, right?
the program.
Yeah.
Since they started that.
And
I've
Greg,
been-
have you been too?
Day one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Very weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So my delivery date is delivery arrives as early as November 12th.
or as late as
Or it doesn't say.
Never.
question mark.
Or it might show up with your Polymega. So
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Well, anyway, Sony did end up apologizing on Twitter for the problems. The tweet says, "Let's be honest, PS5 pre-orders could have been a lot smoother. We truly apologize for that. Over the next
Uh-huh.
few days, we will release more PS5 consoles for pre-order. Retailers will share more details, and more PS5s will be available through the end of the year.
Okay.
So
December
does
27th.
Does that mean my
Yeah.
Amazon pre-order is cool if Amazon puts up some more consoles for
Let's
people to
hope.
buy? I don't know.
So, I mean, this week,
Oh.
of course, we'll have the opposite problem where everybody knows what
Everybody
time
knows when the
Xbox
Xbox
One,
stuff.
Xbox Series pre-orders are supposed to go up, and all the systems are going to die.
Yeah.
That's right. I expect
Yeah.
all of them to simultaneously die.
Yeah.
My strategy is on that is to try to order direct from Microsoft
Mm.
or potentially Amazon, because those
Yeah.
I think Amazon has a lower chance of dying than Target or Best Buy did, since those both did for PS5.
Right.
So we'll see.
Now, did you order any games or anything?
Me? No.
Oh well, yeah, because you're all digital anyway. So
I was able to order the all digital SKU of
Uh-huh.
the console. So no, I
Okay.
did not order any
Okay.
games.
right. I think I mentioned before, I have the Lego Star Wars
You
pre-ordered
did.
through Best Buy, but I did order Miles Morales, the
That looks so good.
Ultimate
I'm so
Launch
excited.
Edition,
So the $70
the
edition.
$70 one, which comes with the remastered Spider-Man.
Right. Which
Yes.
they've taken a bit of flack on social media for having that be a paid thing with the
yeah.
Ultimate
Yeah.
Edition only. There is no like
Right.
upgrade to Spider-Man PS4 for PS5.
Right.
Well, how do you feel about that?
I'd like it if they did. It's, I mean, I can't imagine anyone who would be interested in a remastered version of Spider-Man who is not going to be buying Miles Morales anyway.
Right.
So if you buy Miles Morales, you get the remastered.
Yeah.
And does the
So-
remastered one come with all of the extra content?
I thought I heard that it did.
I
that
would
they
imagine
released?
it would, right?
But that I would imagine that it would, which I didn't buy with
Right.
PS4 edition.
Honestly, you didn't miss out.
Right.
The extra content wasn't great,
Hmm.
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
And I mean, I adore that game, but
right.
Sure.
the extra content did nothing for me. So
But yeah,
I-
they should. There should be a way to
It would
buy
be
the
it would be
or to
it'd be
upgrade,
nice. It'd be
Yeah.
nice.
even if they
mean-
make you pay like
Although the game, I mean, Spider-Man
$10 or
is what,
something.
2 years old at this point.
right. Yeah,
And it's
even
not
if
like
they charge you
Sony's
for it.
necessarily doing a smart delivery type upgrade or free
Yeah.
masters that Microsoft is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you get any extra controllers or accessories?
No.
I'm
Really?
definitely going to need to get an extra controller, and I think I'm going to jump on a charging dock
Oh yeah,
as well.
nice.
This previous generation, I did the charging dock thing and loved it.
Right,
This
yeah.
generation, I didn't, and I've just got all these controllers sitting there with cables coming out of them to charge.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
hate it.
yeah.
I just hate it. So
Yeah.
I bought the media remote. I pre-ordered the media remote for it.
the Hulu button or
The Disney Plus button.
I
Disney
need
Plus
that. I
button?
need that Disney Plus button.
Yeah.
What is it? I think there's a Disney Plus button, Netflix,
CBS on demand?
YouTube,
You-
and what, Spotify maybe? Is that the
To be
Shudder.
fair, I would use all
Shudder.
those buttons.
Shutter button.
actually? Yeah,
Shudder.
I'm looking at
Really,
Disney Plus.
Shutter was one of the
No,
buttons?
I'm just kidding.
No, it's Disney. It's Disney Plus, Netflix, Spotify, and YouTube are the 4 dedicated.
I would
buttons.
use those buttons.
Yeah, I would too.
Hmm.
But you know what? I also, because the pre-orders went up, I put in an order for the HD camera,
Okay.
which I don't know. I don't even know what that's used for. I just pre-ordered it. I may cancel it.
I assume it's for the VR.
No,
Thing,
but they
right?
previously said that you will use the PlayStation camera with a special cable that will be available to PSVR owners free.
But-
Okay.
But if I didn't own that and I went to buy a new one, I wouldn't be able to use the PS5.
That I don't know. They haven't said.
I will freely admit that I just saw the HD camera for PS5 is up for pre-order, and I just said I'm going to pre-order that. I have no idea what it does. I have no idea if I need it.
Right.
But I wanted to lock one in just in case I do need it.
Right.
And I can always it's through Amazon, so I can just cancel it if
you don't want it.
If it turns out I don't need it, but I
Yeah.
did it anyway. So yeah.
Also, the other thing that was we're kind of backing our way into this game showcase. Through what happened after the showcase, but so they announced a PS Plus collection, PlayStation Plus collection, which gives PS Plus owners some free video games.
Price is right.
Free PS4 video games.
Yeah.
So the list is pretty long.
Yeah.
It's got Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, and Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat 10, X, whatever. Not 10. Did I say 10? I meant X. Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, and Until Dawn. So, I mean, this isn't Game Pass.
Right.
Because these are older PS4 titles, but this is a game collection that it's like that instant game collection thing they did for Vita.
Yep.
Oh yeah. This is like the ambassador program.
Ooh.
Remember that?
Right.
Remember the ambassador program?
But it's a pretty interesting answer to Game Pass.
Yeah.
That if you have a PS Plus subscription, you get all these games for free.
Mm-hmm.
So not too bad.
Now, are these free forever or free while you have PS Plus?
That I don't know.
I'm guessing it's while you have PS Plus.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you guys think about the MSRP for some of these games? So it was confirmed that first party games, the MSRPs on these stretch from $49.99 to $69.99.
Which of course means they're all going to cost $69.99.
Not so far.
So Demon Souls is 70
prices.
Okay.
Demon Souls is $70. Destruction All Stars is $70. Miles Morales is $49 if you don't get the Ultimate Edition.
Oh, is it really?
And Sackboy is $59.99.
Okay.
So the Canadian prices go from $64.99 to $89.99.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's that like,
feel
Greg?
about that?
So that's so the high end, that means about $105.
Huh.
Yeah.
On the high end after tax. No, across Canada. No, it's Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, we have 15% sales tax. So
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
going up.
Yeah. I've stopped buying tons of games anyway. This has been coming for such a long time.
When they're new, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, and Sony especially. I mean, Microsoft, I guess too, but I don't really venture onto the Microsoft store because I find it such a mess to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
But the Sony's done a great job with like constant digital sales. So
they do have a lot. The weekly sales that hit on Tuesdays are usually pretty good.
They always have something on sale. So I mean, you know, it's be the same thing for me. You know, the next major AAA Sony game that interests me, like I'll be buying Ratchet and Clank. If Ratchet and Clank is over $100 new, so be it. It's over $100 new.
Oh.
But you know, like something like Sackboy,
mm-hmm.
I'm not buying that full price.
No.
You know, when it goes on sale, absolutely. Or I'll consider it, I should say, but I'm not buying that day one.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
And that's just that's the way I've been going for the last 2 years anyway. Like that's the path I've been heading down as far as retail. I'm well past my days of buying new games every other week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
buying multiple new games every other week and never playing them. So, you know, I mean, this just further cements that that's the right way to go. And I'm going to be going digital. I bought the disc version, but only because the the backwards compatibility for PS4.
Yeah.
Play my physical games, but for the last year I've been digital only, and I'm moving forward. I'm staying digital. CJ's finally converted me after 10 years of this show, 12 years of this show. How many years? 13 years of this show.
14.
14 years of this show.
Ugh.
CJ has finally convinced me.
There it is.
I'm going all digital.
Right. I only started buying digital games, like full price retail games, in like 2010. You know, that's when I decided.
10 years.
Yeah,
It's
that's
10
when I
years.
decided to go all digital. And then when the 3DS, Vita, PS4, Xbox One came out, all of those, I was all digital on all that stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, the showcase itself kicked off with a new Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 16. I haven't been interested in a Final Fantasy game in a long while, but it looked cool.
Yeah, I was watching that, and my son was asking about it because he couldn't believe the number. He doesn't pay attention to Final Fantasy. He's like, how are there like 16 of these games?
Right.
And I was like, well, I played the first one when I was 14 years old. So, it's been around a while. But
Just a little bit.
he was asking what they're like, and I was telling him, like, honestly, I haven't really played one since Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. But they had Miles Morales. They showed some more gameplay on that.
Looks
and
so
that
awesome.
continues to look
Jeez, that looks nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Yes, it does.
I thought Demon Souls looked great. I never played the PS3 game, but I had heard good things about it. And obviously the Dark Souls series that came after Demon Souls is highly revered. And I don't know, I might dip my toe into Demon Souls. It just looks pretty dang cool.
Sure.
But we found out nothing about Destruction All Stars,
Yeah.
nothing more about Sackboy or Astro's Playroom, really. But so,
Yep.
What were some of the other games that were shown on there? I know there's a couple others that I was interested in.
so Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Yeah, why am I Five Nights at Freddy's anyway? What's up with that? I'm watching it, and all I hear is a creepy voice going, Gregory.
Five Nights at Freddy's
What?
is
Wait, what?
That's an extremely popular game.
I thought the main character's name was
Serious.
Phil in that game. When I watched it, it was saying Phil. It's weird.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That looks
Uh,
interesting. I don't know. Actually, Bill Mudron, I think he was the one who tweeted something that I thought perfectly summed up. Is that like the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movie kind of showed that world kind of falls apart once you take Harry Potter out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Because those movies, and I consider myself a big Harry Potter fan. Loved the books, loved the movies. Not crazy about the author, but
Sure.
when those movies came out, I watched the first one. I couldn't tell you what happened in it. Like, it just didn't. It's like, this is okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
How many are there now? 2, 3? I don't know how many there are.
How many? Wait, how many? What?
Fantastic Beasts?
Oh, there are.
movies?
They're just the two.
They're just the 2. Okay, I never saw
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I mean,
Because the first one was so bad.
right, exactly.
There-
Yeah, but I
there
mean,
it
watching
is.
this game, I mean, the game looks interesting. Clearly, it's an excuse to tell a bunch of the exact same stories from the books
Right.
Yeah.
200 years earlier. But
Right.
I'm interested in it. I'm
It-
interested in it.
It looked cool. Sure.
Yeah.
Of course, they ended the showcase with teasing a new God of War game.
New Data
that
Boy,
will come out in 2021, they say. But
Data Boy Ragnarok.
yeah. And then after the showcase, we found out that during the showcase, a lot of these games were shown without dates. So like the Miles Morales trailer and footage that we saw ended with a holiday 2020 end card, not specifying, hey, this is out at launch. And same thing with Demon Souls.
I mean, what holiday? Halloween?
Good question.
Good
Thanksgiving.
Think it may be.
Yeah. And then we also found out that Sony is making PS4 versions of Miles Morales, Sackboy,
Oh,
and
right.
Horizon Forbidden West. So previously they had said that they believe in generations and having the generational divide, and then you find out they're making PS4 versions of 3 of the big games, at least 3 of the big games.
I was chatting last night with your best friend Mike's friend Jim, and we were talking about that, and he was so he's so irritated about this. Like, after they went on and on about how we believe in generations.
They did go on and on about that.
We are, but for me, one of the things that really struck me about this, like, it feels like this was not thrown together. I don't think that's a fair thing to say, that the showcase was thrown together, but like the fact that Miles Morales, something like Miles Morales, which is clearly a tentpole game for this launch, doesn't even say launch.
It didn't say launch. That or Demon Souls.
Right.
Demon Souls even had a card at the end that said there was going to be a PC version and other consoles.
Yeah. Really?
Too.
So, but I think I thought that was interesting between that and sort of the debacle that was the pre-orders.
Yeah.
That even though it was Microsoft that had their information leaked,
right,
it feels like Sony's paying the price. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like
Sony were the ones that were caught off guard.
Yeah, which is weird because it feels like Microsoft should be the one that's in disarray at this point, but not. Well, it doesn't seem to be so far anyway.
Right.
But yeah, it was just like, it just felt so weird to me that, like, because they were both playing that weird game of chicken with the release date and the price.
Yeah.
And one of them had their information leaked, and it was the other one that seemed to deal with the PR fallout of it.
Yeah. Going to be interesting though. Only 2 days between these console launches. It's going to be a big week there in November.
It's PlayStation 3 and Wii all over again.
It is, yeah.
Except I'm not standing in the cold in November for 2 a.m. hoping to get one of the 3 PlayStation 3s my store got.
Ugh.
It did sound, I mean, they did pre-orders in stores at store locations, and it sounded like a lot of GameStops were getting like 1 or 2 of the digital.
The local EB that Jim went to got 5.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, this week on Tuesday we find out how things are going to go with Microsoft.
Like I say, I think the bigger issue there will be that everybody knows when those are going to go live, and it'll be your standard. The bots are out in force, sold out in 5 minutes.
Do you think it's down? Do you think it's going to be a situation, as pre-orders went up and the digital edition seemed to be the scarcer version, and of course at GameStops they had, a low amount of those. Do you think the same will be apparent for the Series S versus the Series X?
No idea.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows? All right. We've talked enough about PlayStation. Let's talk Nintendo stuff. So we found out this week that the 3DS is ending production. And in fact, the 3DS is being taken off of Nintendo's websites. So
really? Oh, you mean for sale?
It's gone. For no, like as a sort of catalog system.
Okay.
Oh man.
In their navigation. Yeah. So that kind of sucks. 3DS was a great little system.
I still
one of my favorites.
Right here.
I have my 2DS right here
on my desk.
Right here.
Yeah, 2DS my 3DS fired up this past week actually.
It's got I believe this was the last game, or the last physical game that I purchased for it is still in the system there. WarioWare Gold.
That's a great game.
And you'll note my theme is Nikki. Remember Nikki? The what was the Swap Note? Was that the little program?
Right.
Yep.
Removed though. Right?
Yeah, that was the yeah. Man, I should dive back into Nintendo Badge Arcade here.
I don't think you can anymore.
Good Lord.
I don't think
Really?
you can anymore. They ended service for that
They
long
shut
time
down.
ago.
Did they shut
A
down
long
Badge
time ago.
Arcade?
Yes.
Oh,
But you
man.
know what they didn't shut down? More retro games coming to Nintendo Switch Online, including this month, Super Mario's Picross.
Yeah. It's not actually the name of the game.
No.
What?
Mario's
Super Picross.
Super
Oh my
Picross.
gosh.
What an amateur.
What other games are coming this month?
Scat, right?
Oh, right.
Scat?
God.
Finally, some scat in my gaming.
After waiting for so long, we're finally getting scat.
Oh, man. About
Donkey
time.
Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong
That's pretty big.
Quest.
People really love that game.
I love NES games. My
Yeah.
favorite is probably Mega
Scat?
Man 2.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Scat is a solid number 2.
Nice. It's well done.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Um,
Special cybernetic attack team.
I'm excited because I feel like a lot of our listeners, because they listen to the show, I think a lot of them play Picross.
Right.
Because I
Yes.
mean, Phil was championing Picross very early on, and
I love Picross.
I was a convert pretty early as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about people's reactions playing
When they play
Mario
this.
Super Picross because boy, the quality of life updates that have been done since that game came out
Oh, absolutely.
are very noticeable when you play that
Yes.
instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is Mario Super Picross is indeed a Jupiter developed. Yeah, it's
Right.
it's the people who make the Picross S games on the Switch or the Picross E games on the our dearly departed 3DS are made by the same people.
It's
That's right.
interesting to play just because knowing that it came from Jupiter,
Uh-huh.
and if you're a fan and you've been playing their more recent stuff, to see where it started
Oh yeah.
and to realize how much of that interface you take for granted right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't exist back then.
Right.
Well, Nintendo put out a video explaining how to play because the
Yeah,
game is
yeah.
in Japanese.
Yeah.
They did
Yes.
not localize it. But they have a video up on their YouTube channel that will show you how to play Mario's Super Picross. So
But I'm very excited this is finally getting a US release.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
This game, this was a Super Famicom game
That I
back
bought it
in
the
the
last time we went to PAX.
Oh yeah, that's right. Which I think 97 maybe 96 or 97 this originally came out over in Japan.
95 apparently.
Was it 95? Okay.
It's
Yes.
still pretty late Super
Okay.
Nintendo game.
90
is.
96 or 97 is probably when I got it. That's probably when I got my
Yeah.
cartridge version. And yeah, it was released on the virtual console for the Wii and the Wii U over in Japan and
Mhm.
in Europe,
for some reason.
but never in the US
yeah.
for some reason. So finally, we are getting it.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that, about the original Game Boy Mario Picross and its sequel, and then this Super Famicom game, is they are set up to have like time limits and stuff. So
Right.
if you make mistakes,
You lose, yeah.
you lose
you
time.
lose time, and
Now,
if you, as you make more mistakes, you lose incrementally more time, so you can actually get to a game over state on it.
right.
one of the many things that you'll notice about that game that doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
Wasn't
right.
it different though? Because there's a Mario and a Wario side,
Yeah,
isn't
you,
there?
You can unlock a Wario's Picross in
Right.
that one, which I believe
Which the rules are a little different.
I believe what it is I believe Wario's Picross will not tell you if you've made an error.
Something like that.
Huh.
I
Yeah.
believe that's what, like Mario's Picross, if you fill in the wrong block, you'll lose like a minute or two from your timer and it will correct it for you and then you can keep going. But I believe Wario's Picross, they just don't tell you if you've made a mistake. So you can spend 10 minutes
Oh man.
filling out a puzzle and then realize that you've done something wrong at some point.
Okay.
Also, I'd just like to point out, I certainly seem to be able to play
okay.
Nintendo
You can
Badge
play
Arcade
Badge
still.
Arcade still.
So I
All
got
right.
a daily free play giveaway.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
The other game in the update is the Peacekeepers, which is Super Nintendo game.
It's like a
from
brawler,
Galago.
right?
It's a brawler, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Besides-
Sorry.
The Peacekeepers.
Oh yeah.
I think is that part of the Brawl Brothers
I think
series?
so.
Probably.
I think
So
I think
Jalico?
that is- or Rival Turf.
Why
Something
aren't
like
those
that.
all connected?
I mean, they're Jalico games.
I think
So,
they're all
oh, here
Jalico games.
it's a rushing beat game. Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Rival Turf and Brawl Brothers and the Peacekeepers are all rushing
Same
beat
series.
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So there you go.
Nintendo also released a partner direct
This
last
I did
week.
not watch.
We got some new Monster Hunter games.
Yeah.
There's Monster Hunter Rise, which is the latest entry in the series, and then Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. So that continues the single player RPG series off of the. I think that was mainly handheld before, like DS, 3DS, and I think they did one for Switch too. But then we got Ori and the Will of the Wisps coming.
Yeah.
Well, they shadow dropped it. It's already out on the Switch.
Oh.
So this is a game from Moon Studios, and it came out on the Xbox. This is one that's going to be 120 frames a second on the Series X, but it's 60 frames a second on the Switch. So that's pretty cool. Fitness boxing too. I know Ben Rivers will be very happy about that since he plays a lot of fitness boxing, as I see on my Switch friends list. Disgaea 6, Supergiant's Hades title, which I played a bunch of. Empire of Sin, which is Romero Games title. Sniper Elite 4, which comes from Rebellion. This is a sort of catalog title from Rebellion. PGA Tour 2K21, The Long Dark, Balan Wonderworld. Balan Wonderworld is that Yuji Naka Square Enix game. Rune Factory 5, which rounds out the partner direct. So anywho, seems like you guys are very excited about all of those games. I picked up Hades. So
I'm just excited that I just won 3 badges in
Oh my
one
gosh.
shot in Nintendo Badge Arcade, including
nice.
a little
Goomba.
I got a little Pixel Goomba, the little fly.
Famicom
From,
disc.
The disc system.
Yeah, a little Discoon, I believe his name
Discoon,
is.
that was his name. Yeah.
A little
Discoon.
pixely Discoon. And yeah, the fly from the original Mario Brothers. So
All right.
way to go, Phil.
Let's round out the news here by talking a little bit about Oculus Quest 2. This had leaked before their official announcement, but Oculus Quest 2 is a thing, and you can buy it for $299. It's apparently a lot lighter than the previous edition, which I heard was pretty comfortable to
Not as
wear
light.
anyway. And yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't even include this in the show because you guys don't care about Oculus Quest. All right.
I guess.
I
mean,
do
if
care,
there were,
but I've never gotten to the point that I care enough to spend the money to buy one.
yeah, especially
Right.
when there are 2 console systems coming out like right
Yeah.
now that you know.
2 console systems, and you don't know where you'll be pre-ordering your Mario Game and Watch, Super Mario Brothers Game and Watch.
Yeah, that's right.
Just don't get one of those, guys. Come on. What do you need that
What are you
for?
talking about? Come on.
Man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. What's even on what games are even on Oculus?
A lot of the stuff that's
VR
on
games.
PSVR.
Okay, so
a lot of the same stuff, right?
so I don't
I mean, Vader Immortal debuted on the
right, I
Quest,
know that, but
So,
you know, I don't need it now.
but they announced stuff like Space Channel 5, Res.
Okay.
Yeah, that's as far
So
as
now
I
it's
got.
now it's all like remember all that stuff you played on PlayStation.
But I haven't. I have not played those. PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have a
Okay.
PSVR.
Okay, so you're gonna buy an Oculus instead?
No.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
thought. That's what I thought.
All right, let's get to what you've been playing. Phil, kick us off here.
Well, I don't know if you are aware of this, But this past week on Friday, the new Switch game collection came out. Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Yes.
Bringing together all your favorite 3D Mario hits in one convenient package.
Did you say
for
all
the
three?
ages, available now and forevermore. Please look forward.
Right.
Mario 3D All Stars came out.
It did.
I picked it up.
Me too. Digitally, I heard a lot of people who got the physical had problems actually receiving their orders.
I got it physically.
Okay.
I had difficulty getting my order because the day I was supposed to go pick it up at Best Buy, I was getting an X-ray for all the rocks I have in my gut.
Okay.
But I was able to go get it Saturday.
But you were
with-
It's always about you, isn't it, Phil?
with nary a problem. So I had no. I went
No
over
issues
to the.
whatsoever.
Well, no, I got it off. I pre-ordered it on bestbuy.com.
Yes.
And I went over to the store on Saturday and picked it. They actually had a cart behind the counter with what appeared to be dozens of them that people had pre-ordered. So,
all right.
but I picked it up there. But I am somewhat ashamed to say that I also bought it digitally
Why?
Whoa.
because
A double dip.
I did double dip.
Oh, are you not going to open the physical?
Well,
Is
I'm not now. I was.
You're
I was
keeping it
orig-
for collector value. Is
Well,
this
here's-
what we're? Is this what I'm
here's-
hearing?
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Thursday night rolled around. The game, went live.
Unlocked at 9.
Unlocked at 9, right around the same
Pacific time.
time as my kidney stones decided to unlock themselves. And as I'm sitting
And
there,
in a fever of pain.
well,
you
basically
pre-ordered-
yes, basically
you
yes,
ordered
because
the
I'm
digital copy.
I'm lying on my couch, quietly moaning to myself.
lamenting all of the bad decisions you've made in your life that have gotten you to this point. So you're like, let's make another. Let's double dip. No.
So I figured, well, I'm probably not going to be able to get out to Best Buy tomorrow because I'm going to be dealing with doctors and such.
Yeah.
And boy, playing a Mario game would cheer me up right now.
Yeah.
So why don't I just go ahead and buy this so I
Okay.
can play it now? And then, if the physical version doesn't get opened, it doesn't get opened, and maybe it goes up in value. So
yeah.
there it is. So now I own that game twice.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I own those games three times.
I was gonna
I
say,
know, I
yeah.
was gonna say, how many
Yeah.
times do you own those games?
Yeah. But so I picked it up. So I've been playing some Mario games. I played
Me too.
through a bit of each of them so far.
Same.
I did a quick little sample run in order of release. So I played Mario 64, got a couple stars in that, bounced over to Sunshine, gathered up a few shines, and then bounced over to Galaxy, got a few stars. And then I went back and I've been kind of, this sounds terrible. I feel like I'm neglecting Sunshine here, but I have a feeling most people will be doing that.
Sunshine was the worst of those three.
I mean, we always knew it was, and I
Yeah.
know we were kind of defending it a bit.
I was defending it insofar that I feel like it's been 20 years and I want to play it again to see if I still
Right.
like it all
Yeah.
that much. But
but yeah, so I've been playing them, and I mean, they're all great games. I still enjoy all of them.
Yeah.
But boy, the controls in 64 and Sunshine, it would have been nice if they had tweaked those a bit,
Yeah.
because
that's
the control in both of those games feels like we're still trying to figure out how to make Mario work in 3D.
But they were at the time.
That's just it. I mean, I think
Yeah.
for me, that's the biggest reason why I'm not buying this, is because, not that there's anything wrong with just releasing them as they were,
Right.
but that, to me, that's what Virtual Console is, or like Nintendo Online or whatever we call that now.
Yeah.
I'd be way more excited. I would immediately drop full price for. We're chatting with Jim about this last night. We were talking about that too. Like, I would have paid the new normal $100 some odd dollars. Wouldn't it be amazing if they took like Mario 64 and maybe rebuilt it in the Odyssey engine?
Yes.
Or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That I would have been.
Yeah,
all
but I
over in
think
a heartbeat.
so. With Mario 64, if you rebuilt it in the Odyssey engine, to me, it wouldn't feel like a modern Mario game. It wouldn't feel as good as a modern Mario game, and you'd start to see like the design cracks in Mario 64. And Mario 64 is revered because it is such a good game, and at the time it was like nothing else, right? But
how is what you're saying any worse than what's there now?
I mean, it's not. You're right, but it would just be like spending a lot of time and money to expose the cracks in the game. I don't know.
Sure. Like I said, I mean, I'm not saying that this is what they should have done instead. I'm saying this is what would have gotten me to buy something like this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like Phil said, I own all those games, well, not all of them, but I own them all.
Yeah.
And in my situation where I've spent a little bit of money and kept all that stuff, to make sure I can still play it, there's absolutely no reason to go spend $100 on these just so I can play them on my Switch, as opposed to any of the other consoles that are sitting there. But I would love to see them. I just feel, because especially with Mario 64, I get what you're saying. At the same time, they've set a precedent there multiple times before. I mean, the latest Zelda is a great example. I mean, they took an old Game Boy game, and put it into a new engine. It's still the same game,
right?
But it's it was exciting to buy and play because it looked and felt new, and it's 25 years old, 30 years old.
Right. Sure.
And I think that Mario 64 has kind of entered that same phase now, where the game's like 25 years old. Yeah. Still a great game, but it would be cool to see them spend some time and money to just brush it up. And, or even make it full screen.
Even looking at the original Mario All-Stars. I mean, look at how much they did to those games.
Right. And those games weren't that old at that time.
Right. But there was a huge deal back in the SNES
oh my god
day. The Mario All-Stars collection was a huge deal. And now it's just kind of like, here are these games again. And
right.
And I sound like I'm getting a little too down on them, because I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm having a ton of fun playing Mario 64 right now, going through that again.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying Galaxy as well. Like I said, I've been Sunshine's kind of been put on the back burner because of the 3 games. Yes, it is the lesser of the bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun going through.
I'm playing this as well, and I have mostly been spending time with Galaxy, and it's interesting to play that just because you realize how tied a lot of Wii generation games are going to be to using that pointer and nunchuck.
Yeah.
Because Mario Galaxy, I think what they have going is good. Like, I was playing it with the Pro controller, and the way that it works is kind of like how that motion cursor worked on like the PS4, I think, did this, or maybe the PS3.
Didn't Captain Toad have the same thing?
Captain Toad has it too, yeah, where you use the gyro to manipulate an on-screen cursor and then hit the R button to recenter things when it inevitably goes off. But so many things in Galaxy use that cursor, right?
Right.
I have heard that playing it with the separate Joy-Cons is probably the way to do it.
Yeah.
because you can
makes sense.
control it like the Wiimote.
Oh,
and the
okay.
It's
Nunchuck.
funny, right? Because how many times did we say during while Wii was the current system,
Yeah,
boy, I wish I could play this without.
right.
Nunchuck
And
and
now
pointer.
you
And now you realize
can-
how much they were built
Yeah.
around the nunchuck and pointer.
right, but so many things were built around those, and it makes me wonder, like if they do a Switch version of Skyward Sword,
Mm-hmm.
what's that like? are they? You think they're really going to take the motion control out of that game? I'm starting to think no, they wouldn't. I'm starting to think they would not do that. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. And whenever those big buttons come up, like, would you like to save? Yes, no. And you have
Oh,
to do
yeah.
the pointer over it. It's like,
Yeah, you can't just
Oh.
use the D-pad to select it. It's like, come on, man.
oh, this
Let me
was
at
what
let me do at
games were
least
like in the
that.
Wii generation. I had forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But Galaxy still looks great.
Galaxy's
Great.
fantastic. And yeah, I'm still having it's fun going back and playing Mario 64 again. It's amusing how I was playing it and Finn was watching me play it. And I was actually kind of surprised. He was talking about how cool he thought Mario 64 looked.
Oh,
You
interesting.
know, with its
Huh.
like, with the low polys,
low
and,
polys.
and everything like that. He was like, no, it's actually pretty cool looking. I like
Yeah.
I like how it looks. And then he was like, yeah, in Odyssey, I unlocked a skin that makes you look like this. Because they have the 64 skin in the game. So
Yeah, right.
64 skins? Yeah. They have 64 skins in that game.
Charlotte was watching me play, and she's like, "This song is in Minecraft." In the
Finn said the same thing.
like
said the
I was
same
playing
thing.
Isle
That's
Delfino,
awesome.
and she's like, "This is in Minecraft."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well,
I still love the intro
Yeah.
to Sunshine. That's
Yeah,
still
oh,
the
yeah.
most memorable part of that game.
Oh man. It's
Welcome
funny
to
too.
Isle Delfino.
I was playing it yesterday. I was playing Mario 64 yesterday, and I realized something, and then I actually noticed that Bill Mudron posted it on his Twitter yesterday as well, and I was like, yeah, it's funny because I had the same kind of revelation where Mario 64. I've played that game so much back in the day,
yes,
and I haven't played it in years, but just the combination of being so into it years and years ago and having that gap now, I'm at this point where certain parts of that game are so just like in my memory, and like muscle memory and stuff. I can remember like where little secrets are, or tricks that you have to do, but then there's other stuff where it's like I have no idea what to do here.
right.
I know.
If this was a modern game, they would be pointing it out to you, probably.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just like you can sit me down in front of like Super Mario Brothers or Mario
Sure.
2 or Mario 3, and I can tell you where every hidden block or every
Oh,
little
yeah.
subspace door should go. But Mario 64, it's like, yeah, like some parts of it I will remember exactly what to do, and then it's just like, oh wait, where is the mom's penguin? Which I gotta where in the level is that I gotta go? So it's this weird sort of like I'm experiencing a game that I am very familiar with and kind of reliving these great old memories, but at the same time it feels a little like a new game that I've never played before.
Right.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, that's the great thing about playing games that are that old, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So it's
indeed.
good. I am looking
good.
forward to playing through and finishing 64 again. I
Yeah,
can't imagine I'm gonna get all the stars, but
right.
I definitely do want to finish that up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll finish Sunshine and Galaxy. I'm not sure. I'd like to finish Galaxy. I hear it's shorter than
yeah,
I've
to at
never
least get
finished
through
Galaxy.
the main story. So
Yeah.
I might try. I don't know.
yeah, I'll probably work my way through all three of them.
Yeah.
So
All right. That what you've been playing there?
that's Pretty much. I mean, I've played I played a little more Mystical Ninja and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
you don't want to hear about that.
Nah. All right.
I mean, you just did, but
yeah.
you don't want to hear more. Or do you?
No.
Can I talk about Goemon some more?
I played some more Avengers because they released a big patch.
Oh, good.
I just assumed that happened every week.
100 different. No, this is their first patch.
Oh, really?
Since launch. Well, not since launch. Oh, the first major patch. I guess they fixed a few things early on. They had a day one patch, but this is the first big one, which apparently is fixes like 100 different issues. But the game still crashed on me twice. And when it loaded up, the ship had no textures on anything. I was like, what has happened? Like, it looks like a PS1 game.
The ship?
Yeah.
You playing the right game?
The Avengers. Yeah, they have a ship. They have a
Quinjet?
plane, a large
Quinjet.
plane.
Is this
Quinjet?
the
Quinjet.
helicarrier?
Is the Quinjet?
The helicarrier. Helicarrier.
Quinjet?
Yeah, helicarriers are not Quinjets.
And they don't belong to the Avengers. Come on, man.
Helicarrier,
Is this
whatever.
Is this the
whatever.
big? Is this like
Whatever,
a big like? Is it
dude.
like an
Just belong to
aircraft carrier?
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is it like a flying aircraft carrier?
Yes, that's the one. Yes,
That
that's
is
the one.
that is the
So the
yeah.
Helicraft. You said
The helicraft, yeah, the helicraft.
The helicraft and the
helicraft.
Quinjet. No, the helicarrier and
It's
the Quinjet
the helitoid.
had no. The helicarrier had no textures.
No
It was very
texture.
weird. Yeah.
Well, that's how it was in the first Iron Man movie. Because that was so long ago. They were still
No, it
working
was
out
just
the
all
special
CG.
FX. The
Yeah.
SFX.
Anyway, crashed on me twice.
Cool.
Which is great.
Cool.
But I like when it's working. It's a fun game.
Are you sure the textures are not some sort of DLC that you have to get?
No, it isn't. No, I did.
Yeah, you
I
got
did
that
have to
loot
go
yet?
into settings and like fiddle around with the graphic settings to get everything back in display order.
Are you playing?
on
You playing this
PC
on
though, right?
PC?
I'm playing it on Steam. Yes, we've talked about.
Okay,
We talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
this a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes. Having fun with it though.
Yeah.
Sounds
and
like
I
it.
also
Yeah.
what?
No, you,
Sounds
yeah,
like
no,
it,
you
yeah.
sound pretty
I was like, I
enthused.
love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Beating up robots is fun.
Between no textures and changing
Crashes.
settings. I love changing settings and
Don't
crashes.
you love it when you're playing a multiplayer game
Just
and
set up your virtual
one
memory, CJ, or
or two of the players crash out?
create the boot disk,
No, I didn't.
build a bat file.
Maybe I should though.
Have
Those
you
were the
defragged your
days.
hard drive lately?
Oh,
I
you
haven't
gotta do that.
recently. I haven't.
That could
Just
be
got
the
a cool
problem.
animation that goes with it.
Yeah. I also picked up Hades on the Switch. So this is Supergiant's latest. And it is a rogue light top down.
Now, what's the difference between a rogue light and a
I
rogue
don't.
like?
Getting late.
Yes. And it's Greek mythology all over the place. It's a story driven roguelite. So the way that it works is after each run, even if you die like right away, which I am pretty much doing, they always have something new in the hub world to interact with or new story bits, like even if you didn't make it very far, and different weapons to unlock and stuff like that. You can choose from different weapons. You start off with a sword. I unlocked the bow as well. And during your run, you can get modifications to those weapons that sort of change how they feel or the range, or it adds like shock damage to it. And it just it feels really good. Like it's a fluid combat game. And like when you get in the zone, it's really nice to like dash away from something, do a projectile attack, get in close for your special. Like it has a very good feel to it, for sure. It's a roguelite game, so I'll be doing a lot of different runs, I'm sure. But it's an interesting little game. Interesting game. Very high production values. Everything's voiced. Not animated, but all the art looks super detailed, and it's 60 frames a second on Switch. Yeah. But that's basically all I've been playing. So, Greg.
I didn't really play anything new this week, although I did want to bring up the fact that I played Metal Gear Solid 3 for the first time since it came out.
No.
Yeah.
On my Twitch stream. And I was reminded fairly quickly why I stopped playing that game the first time
Yeah.
it came out. Because man, that's a tough game to get into. I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan, but the whole like getting into the jungle and constantly fiddling with menus to change your camouflage or heal yourself the proper way, because if you have a cut, you need to disinfect it and then put some other kind of lotion on it and then suture it and then bandage it. And those are all different menu options that you have to go through in the right order. Or if you have a broken arm, it's a different situation. And yeah, it was pretty rough. I played the HD version, and I wasn't overly enjoying myself, although I did make it to the theme song.
Oh, that's good.
That was good. And that's probably the last I'll ever play of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Wow.
That was it. That was what I played this week. Because I was working on a new Welco Metot He level.
Oh,
right. I saw that.
So I did that instead of playing anything new this week. Robo Alesta.
Yes.
Great game. So anyway, that's it. Mine was quick.
Then let's do some tweets.
Tweet. Tweet.
Let's start off with a Patreon email message that we got from listener Joseph.
Through email?
Asks. Oh, the Patreon message.
Okay.
Patreon message.
Okay, well, that's not email.
Listener Joseph says, Hello. I was curious as to what Greg's racing setup looks like. I'm a racing sim enthusiast as well. I have a Thrustmaster TGT with the new LCM pedals in a Wheel Stand Pro. Not top tier, but it's a decent kit. Also, what are your thoughts on the long-term viability of the racing sim genre with Project Cars and the Dirt franchise morphing into something more like a games as a service? I'm thinking that this genre may just get more niche or go away entirely. I'm a rally fan and I'm playing WRC9 right now. Love it. So, Greg.
I use a Logitech G29 wheel. Which I like. I did used to have one of the like more expensive Fanatic wheels and Club Sport pedals, which were awesome, but I believe I finally got rid of them because the one I had wasn't compatible with the current systems. I want to say that one was compatible with the PS3 and the 360 and the PC, and then it wasn't. So. I kind of have gotten to the point where I focus all my racing games because I love Gran Turismo is kind of my main racing game. So I grabbed a wheel that was compatible with the PS4 and happy to know that the G29 is going to be compatible with the PS5 as well. So super excited about that. I like it as a wheel. It's not as good as the Fanatic, but it's not nearly as expensive as a Fanatic wheel. And the pedals, the only thing that I would say I would like to see more is a better brake pedal because it doesn't feel right. So apparently the G920, which is the updated one, has updated force feedback and has an updated pedal set, especially the brake pedal. I would like to get, but that's like a $500 setup, and I don't really want to spend that. As for sim racing, I mean, I think it's alive and well. I think 2020 actually did a whole hell of a lot for sim racing. You know, we had there was a lot more focus put on that. I'd love to see how many of those people stuck around. I know, like, I reactivated my iRacing account and was doing that for a while, although I have deactivated again since, because it's a monthly fee, and I just found I wasn't playing enough to justify the cost. But during the shutdown, I definitely was, and I was part of a few charity races and stuff, which was awesome. They were televised, or they weren't televised. They were streamed out as sort of professional broadcasts, which was pretty great. But I mean, we actually have a GT Sport Racing League, a Player One podcast, GT Sport Racing League, that meets every second Friday, that I would highly recommend if you're at all interested in racing games. I think we have like 4 or 5 spots still open for the upcoming season. It's like a 10 race season. We even have trophies this time. So if you are interested in something like that, please consider jumping onto our Discord and going into the racing channel, and you'll find information on it there. Otherwise, yeah, I spend a lot of time also on Codemasters F1 2020. I'm a big F1 fan, and that game is better and better every year. I race with a couple of P1P guys every other Friday on that. But I think sim racing is alive and well. I do think that we will see it going more and more to a service game. I don't necessarily think you'll see Gran Turismo go that way. I feel like they're probably going to come back more to more traditional Gran Turismo, where they're calling the next one GT7 instead of Sport. And I don't think you'll see F1 necessarily go that way, just because I think the way the rights work on that, it's a yearly thing, and so you couldn't just
right.
So, but anyway, those are the games I play. But I do think that games as a service works in some capacity on racing games. I think iRacing is a fantastic example. I think they do it right. For your subscription, you get a lot of content, and you can find a lot of good racing there. But if you want to start spending more, you can, but you don't have to. So, yeah, I think that answers the question.
I think so.
And I also meant to say, because there's something else about a stand. I use a GT Omega stand. And the reason I bought one of those was because I could mount a shifter on it, which I find a lot of the other stands that I had, I couldn't do that. And I can adjust the angle and the distance of the pedals. So I end up using that, and I I lash my desk chair to that thing because I don't have the space to have a permanent setup. I would love to have a permanent setup, but I don't have the space for it. So I pull that out of the closet, and I literally just use like something you would use to lash something to, like a trailer or a flatbed. One of those straps,
like a bungee cord type thing or something.
Not a bungee cord. No, it's like a strap that you actually have. Like there's like a winch on it.
Right.
I lashed that around the bottom of this chair. So it doesn't roll away because the chair's on wheels, and that's how I race, and it works great. I love it. So
nice.
But yeah, if anyone who's listening who's especially into Gran Turismo, please consider coming. It's a good time. It's a good group. There's a little bit of beating and banging going on, but it's kind of fun too. But we had a great season last season, and if you're interested in that, come and check out the racing channel on our Discord, and you can actually see a couple of videos of the races we had on my YouTube channel as well. So please come join us.
There you go. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Shark versus a Zombie One, who says, with systems pushing digital purchases, will people be less likely to switch manufacturers generation to generation to avoid rebuying their library? Does this become an iOS/Android scenario where investment in the platform makes switching inconvenient?
I'm sure that might be a thing.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's a thing.
It's a very good point.
I mean, obviously that's why I'm getting both platforms this time. But
they got you. You're hooked forever.
I'm hooked. I guess I'm PlayStation, Xbox from now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think buy-in, especially now when digital purchasing is, up higher than 50% for a lot of the market at this point. I think, digital buy-in is going to be a big thing. It's going to be much harder to get people to switch to whatever other console is trying to get people to buy them. So, yeah, I think this will be a thing. Maybe not in this upcoming generation, but certainly next one. But I mean, it is to some extent anyway, because you have an established friends list, and you probably, have a lot of digital purchases, even if you're not, out and out buying full price retail games digitally.
I mean, that's already a thing anyway. I think ever since playing online became a big thing, probably since Xbox Live. I mean, I know multiple people who kind of decided early on that they were going to get a Series X.
Yeah.
Not because it had necessarily all the games they wanted, but because all of their friends play on Xbox.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely consideration. All right, let's do this one from Hackrealius, Zelda 2 AOL, who says Nintendo will celebrate Zelda's 35th anniversary next year What do you think we can expect from them besides Breath of the Wild 2 in 2021? My prayer is for a Zelda 2 remake, but realistically, I can imagine a Zelda 3D remaster collection similar to Mario.
I think you're right.
I think maybe. I mean, is
would
Breath
love
of the
to see
Wild
something
2 actually going to come out in 2021? Maybe, maybe not. I think and hope we'll see the Wind Waker HD on Switch, because I bought that on Wii U and it was
Why?
great.
Why though?
Because Wind
You can
Waker
buy
is
it
awesome.
again?
This Wind Waker is just that good.
I mean,
It
Wind
depends
Waker's
what they
really good. Don't
It
get me
depends what
wrong.
they change, if anything, going from Wii U to Switch, but maybe.
Nintendo gets the rights back to the CDI games, and we get a proper release of them on Switch.
Right. I mean, I'd certainly be down for a Zelda 3D remaster collection. You put your Ocarina of Time in there, put your Twilight Princess in there, you put your Wind Waker in there, and I'll probably buy that. I'd buy that.
Just those three.
Just those three.
Just those.
No, if you did Skyward Sword, I have not played Skyward Sword in a while.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
Didn't they say that Skyward Sword was coming out?
That was a
Wasn't there a
rumor.
rumor?
It was
Yeah.
a rumor. Yeah.
I would love to see that happen, just because I feel like Skyward Sword doesn't get the love it deserves. And I get it, because I hate
Skyward-
motion controls too.
Skyward Sword deserves love, huh?
It does. It's a
I
good
liked
game.
that game. I
But
like that
you had
game.
to deal
It
with
has
the motion
parts of it.
controls.
It has parts of it that are not great,
Yeah.
like
But
the
I-
motion control,
Yeah, as someone who
like
could not
Tad
deal with
notes.
Twilight Princess because of the motion controls, I played through
Right.
Skyward Sword and I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
Skyward Sword has one part that is great, and his name is Groose, and the
Groose.
rest is just kind of there.
Well,
You got
mm,
what's her name? The blue spirit.
Navi,
Fee.
Fee. Yeah.
Yeah. Can they take out Fee?
make her messages skippable, and that would help.
Yeah.
that would help. Being able to speed up the text or skip
Ugh.
text. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd take that.
Yeah.
But as someone who, had to buy a game he already had physically, digitally, because he could play it an hour earlier, I could see how Fee could piss you off.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
I love you guys.
Now, see, I bought it digitally because I wouldn't have been able to play it for like 2 days. Come on.
That's still not that long.
No. Come on. I was in pain.
But
in
everybody on his
pain.
friends list was playing it.
Looking
Yeah, there you
for
go.
a little bit of enjoyment in an evening filled with searing physical pain. Why would you deny me a sliver of happiness, Greg? Why?
Sliver of something.
Do you? I don't. Sliver of what?
I don't know. Calcium?
It's more like a chunk. It's not really.
Yikes.
Tell you what, though.
Oh God.
Oh God, here we
Oh,
go.
wait.
Tell you
Phil's
what.
gonna save them. You know that, right? We're gonna see them in a little.
If if things go well, it can join my gallstone here.
Gross.
Oh.
That's a gallstone.
Why do you have that
friends.
within arm's reach?
Why don't you have yours within arm's
I
reach?
don't have. I don't have them.
This is a. Oh,
I asked
gosh,
for my appendix, but they
gosh.
wouldn't give them to me.
coming up. This little nugget here is coming up on 4 years old. So
Oh, a toddler.
it's yeah.
Hmm.
And maybe on its 4th birthday, I'll open this up and give it a good smell.
Oh,
God,
Oh.
that won't be the case.
gross.
That won't be the case.
No.
Maybe you know what I
Alright.
should do is swallow this,
Oh,
and the two can fight it out inside my gut, and we'll see which one emerges the victor.
Yikes.
Goodness
I
me!
regret everything about
What
this show right now.
you people are
I-
gross.
I think that's a good place to stop.
I wouldn't call it a good
Stop.
place. Mitigate what's happening here.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You will find blog entries about Sega CD games from Mr. Greg Seward.
Go
Like
learn all about Robo Alesta. Which, by the way, they announced an Alesta series compilation for the Switch, at least. I forget if it was for anything else, which I'm excited about. However, they're all the really old games that I don't think most people even know or care all that much about.
Right.
They're the ones that were released on the Master System. I think it's all it is the Master System and the Game Gear games.
Oh, really?
Which I think would have been great as part of a larger collection. I'm hoping what this means is there'll be a second collection that has, Musha and Space Megaforce and Robo Alesta, and
that seems likely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But part of me, again, I would love to have that collection. If those games were there along with what these 4 other games they've announced, I'd probably pull the trigger on it. But if those are going to be part of a second collection, I'll probably pull the trigger on that and never get this.
Right.
Too bad, because I like to experience those games, Power Strike and GG Alesta and all that stuff. But But anyway, Robo Alesta, that was the latest one, and I'm going to start working on another one actually in the next week or so. It should be another one fairly soon.
Well, excellent. You'll also find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
Script's almost done for the new episode.
Ooh. Excellent. And you'll find show notes and links to everything that we talked about in this episode in a nice, handy, concise place for you to click on. Yes. And that includes a link to our Discord server where you can click and then chat to us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening application. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify, which you can access easily with your PS5 media remote. Or you can like us on Facebook. You can watch archives of our show, video archives of our show, or watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast. Follow our Twitter account, my friends. That's at P1 Podcast to find out when we are broadcasting our next live show. Usually, 'tis on Sunday nights at 5:30 specific time. Join us, won't you? And if you like what you've heard, and how could you, you can head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. I have medical bills to pay, friends.
Okay.
Old Rock Gut Theobald has... No, it doesn't. And I've asked. CJ refuses.
I refused.
Refuses. Yeah. He says, deal with it, sick man. Right. But you know what? Your Patreon dollars do keep our show floating. They keep our zooming so we can do these live shows and such. They keep the lights on. And if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier, you do gain access to a weekly bonus show that we record right after this of us playing games, cracking wise, having fun, doing all the things they tell you that you can't do in medical school. Because we just don't care. And if you would like a sample of what these after shows are like, our good friend CJ here has been putting up some of the old ones from a couple years ago on our regular podcast feed every Thursday night. So if you want to hear some of those old shows, those old after shows, give them a listen. They're fun.
How much does that cost, Phil?
It's free.
Well, how much does what cost?
The old after shows. How much does it cost?
Are you trying to say cheap? Are you?
Yeah, because you've never let me work this in for like a year now.
Well, I saw someone complaining about that on Twitter.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
Okay. That doesn't cost you anything to listen to those old shows. It's free.
Cheap, bitch.
There you go. Whoa.
That was
Sorry.
uncalled for.
That was uncalled for.
Who's that? Is that
Sorry.
directed to me? The
No,
listener? Who
the
are you
listeners.
telling?
Don't call our
want- we
listeners
want-
that.
We
It was
want their
CJ.
$5.
It was directed at CJ.
There we go.
Don't-
That, that's
trying
fine.
to get. We're trying to get those fools $5. You don't want to be insulting
Wait,
them.
no, don't call them fools.
Oh, I'm
Oh, Jesus.
sorry. Very bad at this. Hey, friends. If you have a couple bucks left over after all that nonsense, head over to generation-16.com where you'll find the Patreon link to help support Jug Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Right. Like I say, the script for the latest or the new episode is almost done. The latest episode is short of creeping up into my top 10 as far as views go, which is lovely to see. I really hope you will go check that out.
Nice.
Laser Active. And remember that my patrons are only charged per episode, not per month.
Per episode.
There
That's
you
a
go.
deal.
So cheap.
A bargain. Also cheap. Look at that. You worked that one in too. Good job, bitch.
Was it directed at CJ?
Yeah, no, see, it hurts, right? Doesn't
that's-
feel good. Doesn't
CJ,
feel
does
good.
it hurt?
That's
I
fine.
don't know. It felt pretty good. It felt.
I
Sort
mean,
of
I
like
meant it. That was at CJ.
Yeah, that's so I'm saying. It felt
I
pretty good.
figured.
Yeah.
I figured.
Anyway, thank you, of course, CJ, for everything that you do.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. And Gregory,
Yo,
thank you as well.
thank you, Phil.
Oh, you're sweet. And of course, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners, each and every one of you. You are the best. We love you all so much. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones, your family, your friends. Wear the mask, for crying out loud.
Be nice to each other.
And that too. That's important.
There's that, I suppose. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Toodaloodles.
everybody.
Bye.
I don't know if you noticed here, my water bottle is
Mm-hmm.
see
Somebody
that
got
Mario.
there?
pee-pee.
That's a Mario Maker water bottle. Look at
That's
that.
pretty nice.